extraordinary buildings, mummies, and hieroglyphs, Egypt is a place of wonder and innovation. This ancient land holds many mysteries and questions, including the ancient pyramids, the Sphinx, and the tombs. These structures date back almost 4,000 years and are still awe-inspiring. These ancient monuments have captured the imagination of the world-renowned archaeologists, and there is still more to discover about this fascinating civilization. Egypt is a country located in the northernest corner of Africa. The most famous pyramids are those of Giza, situated in the Giza Governorate, to the west of the Egyptian capital of Cairo. Egypt is such an amazing country that it is hard to narrow it down to just a few top choices of things to do. But here are 4 to get you started. Number 4. Temple of Umba. Located on the banks of the Nile River in the village of Umba in the Aswan government, Upper Egypt, is a unique double temple serving 2 gods. It was constructed during the Greco-Roman period 33-2 BC to AD 395. The temple was dedicated to the falcon god, Horus the Elder, and the crocodile god, Sobek. The temple has duplicate sanctuary courts, halls, and rooms. It is home to several well-preserved and fascinating reliefs, including some intricately carved columns. The main court has 16 columns, all with exquisitely carved palm or floral capitals. Everywhere you look, you will see reliefs carved into the walls, ceilings, and columns. Some of them still have traces of the original colors. The temple was once famous for its healing powers. And while you're there, you might as well see another interesting attraction, the Crocodile Museum. This is an indoor area full of mummified crocodiles. Until recently, the river was full of crocodiles. The ancient Egyptians were scared since they would attack humans and animals. However, there was a belief that if they worshipped the animal, it wouldn't attack them. Umba is easily accessible by train or minibus, and the temple is part of most Nile cruises. The temple is also included on many day tours. Number 3. Diving in Egypt. When you think about Egypt, the first thing that comes to mind is probably not diving. It's probably more along the lines of the pyramids and temples and statues. But did you know that Egypt is also a great place to dive? Diving in Egypt is a thrilling experience. You can choose from a variety of dive sites, and the water is crystal clear. Visibility from 20 to 50 meters, and the water temperatures average around 21 to 28 Celsius. There are also numerous wrecks to explore, including the SS Theragorm. This shipwreck is 30 meters beneath the surface off the coast of Egypt in the North Red Sea at Shagrock in the Gulf of Gabal. It is ideal for divers with various skills such as new and advanced. The shipwreck was sunk more than 80 years ago by a German torpedo and stretches over 128 meters long. Thonis Heraklion is a sunken city just off of Alexandria. The city fell into the Mediterranean Sea after a series of earthquakes some 1,000 years ago. Some of the artifacts and statues were brought up to the surface to be displayed, but there is much of the city underwater still. Though it is about 30 feet under the water, it is dark in that part. Unfortunately, I'm not completely sure if this site is open to the public, so it may not be an option available for everybody. But there are still tons of great places to explore, like the numerous shipwrecks, coral reefs, as well as amazing fish and marine life. And if you want to spot hammerhead sharks, head to Egypt between June and September. This is when the water temperature is at its warmest, making it easier for them to hunt in their natural environment. Number 2. A camel ride to the Great Pyramids. Whether you are a seasoned traveler or a first-time visitor to Egypt, a camel ride is a must-do. See the sunset over the legendary Giza pyramids while traveling on one of these majestic creatures. Camel riding in Egypt has long been a way to get around the desert. The camels have been a common means of transportation in the Sahara since ancient times. They have been used to transport food and other goods. For tourists, they are a great way to explore the desert and to get to the pyramids. After a convenient hotel pickup, hop on a camel and see the Great Pyramid, capture once-in-a-lifetime photographs, and explore the surrounding pyramids. Learn about the ancient Egyptian history from an informative local guide. You can do day rides or as the sun sets, depending on what you wish to experience. The camel rides take different routes, so make sure you know what you wish to see beforehand so you book the right one. You can book your camel ride ahead, and some travel packages may include it. If you don't book ahead of time, there are lots of camels at the location, so getting a ride shouldn't be a problem. Make sure your camels have had a chance to rest before you ride and look healthy. You don't want to overwork these beautiful creatures. And finally, number 1, a Nile River cruise. This will be a great option for those new to visiting Egypt, as you will get to see popular sites from one booking. This takes out the hassle of booking each separately. Taking a Nile River cruise is one of the best ways to experience old and modern Egypt. As travelers glide along the water, they can enjoy wildlife spotting and seeing the locals. Most cruises start in Luxor and end in Aswan. These last for multiple days and are a lot of fun. Cruises are great for all ages and offer opportunities for memorable family moments. The boats used for these cruises are relatively modern, but they are still smaller than the ocean-going cruise ships. They differ in size, amenities, and price depending on what you are looking for. You can take a smaller, more intimate boat or the big Nile cruise boats. These are like floating hotels with more amenities like sleeping quarters and a restaurant. Some have a pool and a canopy to keep you cool during the day. You'll disembark for guided visits to the region's most iconic sites and locations. This is a great way to see some of the key locations you may have heard on this list. Most cruise itineraries focus on the famous temples and overlook some of the less popular yet worth seeing sites. You may want to take your time exploring these sites at a later date, either by hiring a private guide or independently. It's easy to see why Egypt is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. The ancient Egyptians were one of the most advanced civilizations. They had a rich culture and they built some of the most famous monuments ever. With a rich history that stretches back far and a wealth of natural beauty, culture, and treasures, it's no wonder this country attracts millions of visitors every year. If you have traveled to Egypt, I'd love to hear about your experiences in this amazing country. Thanks for watching.